Always close. What's up, lovely people? Here it is, the 5th of January, baby. You know what I'm saying? Got a little cup of coffee. How y'all feeling, man? Bless it. Bless it. It's really beautiful year already. Just enjoying life. You know, let a few people get in here before I start kicking my game real quick. Give it a few minutes. Yes, yes, yes. Hey, what's up? What's up with you? All right. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So anyway, just kicking it, right off the bat. Uh, just want to just talk about, discuss keeping what you got. Maintaining what you have. You might not have what the next person have, but whatever you do have, whether it's you know, a bicycle for transportation, whether it's a Bentley, whether it's a studio apartment, or whether it's a mansion. Hold on to what you got. You know what I'm saying? Figure out ways to invest to get more, or figure out ways to invest and maintain what you have. You know what I mean? You got some people that Airbnb they places out. You got some people that rent their cars out. You know, um, just keep everything you got. It's just the moral of this story for the new year. It's my first message. Do a little exercising. If you could get you some steps in. Ride your bike a little bit, get you some cardio in, some calisthenics. You know, or if you want to go to the gym and lift a few weights. Stay active for the new year. Keep a positive attitude and handle your business. You know, staying focused out here. I enjoy everybody, tuning in and rocking with your boys. My first video for the new year. Kelogee. I do got a little music on YouTube. Just put Kelogee. You'll see some nice music I got out there. I got my movie I got with a Camo Crucial Gang. It's on Amazon. It's called Saturday. Just like Friday with Ice Cube, we got the movie Saturday. And yeah, other than that, man, I'm just having a beautiful day in this sunny South Florida. The weather then warmed back up, and that's pretty much what it is. You know, look at outside right quick. Got them boys riding their bikes in the street. What's up, my brother? Finish this coffee right quick. Got you. Boys rolling. Lum 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 lum. Shout out to that boy, Mr. Lum Lum Lum. Oh man. Rocks. Rocks. Man, we ain't tripping though. You know, just keep everything in perspective for this new year. That's all we're doing. That's all we doing, baby. Keep everything in perspective. Make sure your health is on point. You got to go to the dentist this year. Really should be going every year, but you need to make your doctor's appointments. You need some health insurance. Put all that in perspective this year. 2026 is the year that we win, continue winning. You know what I mean? Like to just thank everybody again for just, continuing to rock with the kid. You know, it's a blessing. You know what I mean? Anyway, good to just see y'all back at it for the new year, holding it down. And we're gonna stay focused. You know what I'm saying? We could do a lot of things that we put our mind to. So that's what we're gonna do this year. Stay focused, put your mind to something, work towards it, day by day. You know, work towards it. Everything will be all right. Yeah. Hey, what's up? Happy New Year. All right. Who you with? Arizona?
Yes, sir. Arizona team.
That's what's up. You got a strong accent. Where you from?
Venezuela.
Venezuela?
I'm from
Oh,
Venezuela.
oh, okay.
You work for Pepsi?
No, I just help out, here.
Oh,
You know what I mean? Like like the Arizona, like I stock them or whatever. When they run out, I put some more in there. I tell him if he need more, or if it's um, some of them are outdated. You work all over Broward County.
sorry, second?
You all over Broward County.
No, because I work. I have a route.
Oh, a route,
Yeah, route.
route, same thing.
So if I tell route, is the same route?
Yeah, route,
Okay,
route, same
alright.
thing. You spell it the same, Route.
I'm learning.
You learning English?
Yeah.
What? Your English sounds good.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
How many languages you speak?
I used to.
Just two, English and
Spanish and
English and
English. A little
Espanol.
bit Deutschland.
A little bit of what?
Deutschland.
Dutch?
Yeah.
Wow. How did that come about? Because
my school in Venezuela is like
multi-language.
Dutch and Spanish and English.
Oh, okay.
So
Okay.
that's why.
Oh, so you graduated in Venezuela
Yes.
and then you moved here.
Correct.
Beautiful. You like it here?
Yeah.
You been to New York?
Yeah.
Which
I went to New York, to Chicago.
Chicago?
Yeah. And what else? Ohio.
Ohio?
Yeah.
You been to Disney World?
Yeah. Orlando too.
Orlando?
Yeah.
Okay.
The parks.
So are you done? You done going to school, or are you going to keep going to school in America too?
Yeah, I want to go here, but right now just I focus on my work,
Yeah.
and then but yeah, but I
Gotta
like it,
gotta get paid.
correct.
You ain't wrong.
I really like my country there for I don't know in English, but it's contabilidad numbers.
You
I don't know how to say in English.
in your country,
Like
you
numbers, like
lottery.
let's see how to say.
You gonna translate?
accounting.
Oh, you did accounting in
Yeah,
in
yeah,
Venezuela?
yes,
Wow, that's good.
yes.
So you could help
But I
man.
need for here.
Yeah,
I need to
go some more.
yeah,
Yeah,
because it's not a sense.
yeah. They don't give you credit at all.
No, no,
Wow.
for
Hold on. Wow, they don't give you no credit. That's crazy. But accountants make a lot of they make good money here. Oh, here comes the Frito Lay guy, the potato chip guy. He's a pretty good guy. Yeah, so everybody just one love. You hear me? Respect and love, peace and love. We're gonna put everything in perspective this year. We're gonna put everything in order this year. You know what I mean? Shout out to everybody that's chiming in right now. Michael Melrose, hi from Gwen. Okay, you from Gwen? Captain Wilson, what up? What up? Johanna Gomez said hi. What's up, baby? Johanna Gomez. Okay. As moderator, put user in timeout, honey. Um, everyone likes and subscribe. That's what's up. Man. Put this thing, put me where I need to be. You know, we just tuning in. You know what I mean? Keeping everything in perspective. You know, it's all good, baby. Eating a little Danish earlier. Had a little Danish. Little breakfast, eggs and bananas and whatnot. Trying to eat a little healthy. You know, it helps as you get a little older. Probably need to go get a little haircut, cut some of these grays out. But other than that, stay focused out there, man. Stay focused, y'all. It's real out here in the field.
Bye, thank you.
Bye. See you later. Have a good day. Okay. Yeah, do what you gotta do. Do what you gotta do. Yeah. So yeah, man. However, whatever you inclined, whatever you've been blessed with, whatever gifts God done blessed you with, man. Just put them to use this year. Everything should be all right. Don't worry yourself so much. Do what you can. You know, do what you designed to do. A lot of people don't. A lot of people don't recognize they design. A lot of things can cloud your judgment. Like I was telling, I talked to my guy, Black Rocky. We have a lot of discussions sometime about life, and he was just, I was, just, explaining to him that sometimes how your mind can play tricks on you. You think you can't do something, and that's, your mind telling you, that you can't do something. Sometimes you think you can't find love, and that's your mind telling you that, you can't find love. A lot of that stuff is just all in the mind. Your mind can play tricks on you, and every day is another new day, a new opportunity to put some something in place for you, something in order for you. So, but yeah, I ain't tripping. It's a beautiful Monday. I think it's January 5th. We just here, man. Putting everything together. You know, of course, something I could be, you know, doing more. But I'm right now just sharing some time with y'all. With the masses, and I'm blessed. Can't complain. Appreciate all the likes and the love and the attention. Everybody needs some attention. You know, um, do you want the wrong attention? I don't know. It just depends on what type of individual you are. If you're ready to handle it, I see Papoose and what's 50 Cent. Clarissa Shields kind of going through all that. That stuff they going through. I guess it's really for social media. Some of them got albums coming out. Some of them got TV shows. Some of them got movies coming out. Some of them got a fight coming up. So I guess that's the way they play with that. When you're in the entertainment space, you gotta, you know, uh, speak against certain people or whatever certain times because you promoting a certain project or something like that. But hey, man, I ain't really into that space. I haven't really gotten to that space yet, or if I ever will, God knows all. But right now, I'm just chilling, man, just sharing some information, some news that you could use. You know, Want to give a shout out to all the hustlers, all the trappers, all the scammers. All everybody. Whether you doing what you got to do, underground, above ground, whether you're moving around, you're going state to state, you're going from, business to business, however you're doing it, just be safe, and just know that, things will get better as the days go by. Things will get better, but you gotta work for it. You gotta put some work in, and yeah, that's what it is. Absolutely, that's what it is. So yeah, I just jumped back on here for a few, just to just see what it was, what it ain't. Holler at some of my peoples. They ain't seen me in a minute, and yeah. Next, I'm gonna be trying to bring some better vibes for the new year. Maybe some exercising. Maybe some going to the club. Maybe while I'm in the studio, just try to put some things in perspective. Let y'all see how I'm living. I'm really trying to get monetized. Monetize on this YouTube, and maybe do the Twitch thing too. I see Rampage Jackson doing the Twitch. I see Blueface just got out of jail. He doing the Twitch. I love it, man. It's I wish I could just not be uh, you know so tied up on some of the things I'm doing, and just be maybe a content creator. I guess. I mean, we all creators, but take a special person to put that content together. You got some people just dance. You got some people do yoga. You got some people just talk, man. Trying to put it together, man. Figure some things out right now. Appreciate all the love and the blessings. Yeah. So keep getting your your money up, man. Keep getting your positive energy up. Oh, keep getting everything, in order that you need to get in order. That's all. That's been for a second. It ain't oldie goldie. It's fairly fresh and fit. That's about huh? Oh, you little more on him? He on his way right there. So you want him a little more, little more. Yeah. So anyway, yeah, I ate me a good breakfast this morning. Like I say, I had what was that? A nice Danish. You know, actually, I had this right here. Big Texas. Actually, I had one of these. Had a Big Texas. Had one of the two of them. One of them.
Come this way. Here.
You know,
Ready? Ready for me?
had one of them a couple of days ago. I ain't really messed with these in a minute. They don't really look that good. Hot sausage and pickled egg. They got the slushies up there. How y'all feel about the slushy game? And we got the beers on ice. You want you a cold one? Get you a cold one, man. You don't drink? Go ahead and get you some juice or soda or something. You want to entertain yourself? You know what I'm saying? Get you a little, do the little quarter machine. Put your quarter in right there. Push it right there, and then it come down there. If you know what you're doing, you ain't trying to, get scammed. Kind of little scam action going on there, though. But yeah, blessings. Still again, many blessings, y'all. Oh man. All right now. Keep your talents in order, y'all. That's all I'm saying. God gave you a talent to sing. Don't give up on your dreams. Maybe you try singing with a group. Maybe you try singing with somebody and a certain record company. It ain't work. Maybe it's time for you to sing for the Lord, or maybe teach your children how to sing or something. You never know. You know how to play instruments. Don't give up on your instruments. Playing that knowledge of playing an instrument. Teach somebody else or something. Just pass on the knowledge. That's what we're gonna do for the 2026, man. Just pass on the knowledge, man. Not everybody willing to listen. Not everybody, you can connect with, but just pass it on. Do the best that you can do, and go from there. Uh, that's all I'm saying. You know. Woo. Don't party so much. See what happened to old Puff Daddy. I mean, they're partying for. He actually can't. He actually got away kind of clean though. He's been partying for the last 30 years, 40 years, and he kind of got caught up. He only got a few years. I mean, that's still a lot of time, for a billionaire. But hey, man, he ain't end up killing himself like Jeffrey Epstein supposedly. That situation. That's another story too. But he was able to, get a few years, and he'll be home in a few, man. I can't judge nobody. I'm not really sure exactly what all he did. I think he kind of got caught for dealing with prostitutes. Um, they said he did some other stuff, and it's a lot of rumors, a lot of accusations, a lot of stories about that man. But he should be coming home soon. But he had a lot of good artists around him, and he rubbed a lot of people, the right way and then the wrong way. No point intended, but when you get that powerful, man, you gotta got to kind of fall back a little bit. Try to do more of the right thing. I believe. Get too wild and you abuse your power. Motherfuckers come after you. Try to put you in a situation or a predicament where it ain't really in your best. It ain't really in your best. What you call it? Your best interests. Hi, how are you? Beauty eyes of you. Hey, what's going on? What is that? Top fans? Oh, okay. Top fan game, huh? I feel you. Top fans. To all my top fans, how y'all feeling out there? Yeah, y'all ever played one of these? Little machine? Yeah, me neither. I don't really mess with this neither. I might go to the casino every now and then, even though I ain't been to the casino in a minute. For the new year, I'm trying to, tone it down a little bit, if you will, Um, certain things I'm trying to slow down for the new year, going to the casino. I want to leave that alone. I still don't mind going to the Hard Rock and placing a sports bet. I like that. Definitely, want to cool out on the drinking. I got like a little, like a kidney issue. Um, so I don't really need to be drinking that much. I may have a sip here and there. I don't use any other drugs. But every now and then, when I get off probation, I wouldn't mind having a smoke. Smoke a little Sensimilia a little bit. Um, and me preferably, I can't really when I smoke. You know, I like to have a sip. I can't just sip and smoke, or smoke and not sip, or sip and not smoke, or smoke and not sip. I like to kind of combine it a little bit to get me to a level. You know what I'm saying? When I do it, but I don't do it often. You know, I've been chilling the last year or so, but on a special occasion, I might indulge. Haven't really found any really special occasions as of lately. And at the same time too, when you kind of starting over, I wasn't recently, what I'm saying, released back into society, but over a little over 10 years ago, I kind of back to back was getting arrested, going to jail. So um, thank God that's over. I've been holding up, and I had a few run-ins with the law, but been holding up last few years with not getting jammed up for a long period of time, because that's what God has you know done for me. Uh, Gotta believe in a higher power, because you know that's uh, that's a real thing out here. Time for a tape up and shave again. Maybe I'll get a haircut. But yeah, I do believe also too that there's a higher power. There's some people don't believe in that. But whatever you believe in, man. Man, even if you don't believe in too much, just believe in yourself. And try to do what's right, because what's wrong is gonna lead you down a dead end road. Then you be looking like a toad. You know, hopping up and down and ain't gaining too much ground. Yeah. But in other news, like I said, the weather is warming up down here in this sunny South Florida. You know, mm, my forehead, my forehead looking nice. You know, I ain't looking that bad. To be 50 years old. Shout out to everybody that's in their 40s and 50s. Respect. Keep taking care of yourself. like I say, for the new year, we want to work out a little bit though. Um, Stay away from a lot of the I guess I'm gonna say the red meats because that's what I hear. I hear that you're really supposed to stay away from a lot of the red meats unless you're trying to gain some weight or something. But me, I ain't trying to gain too much more weight. I'm 6 feet, like 200 pounds, a little over 200. So being that I'm 6'1", I think I want to get down to like. I used to be like 160 in high school. Coming out of high school, I was like 160. Then when I got into my 30s, I got like 170. Started getting around 170. Now I'm in my 40s. I guess I ain't moving around so much. 200 plus, like 210, in between 210. So I think I want to come down to at least 180. So I'm gonna see how that goes for the new year. Probably come down to 180. You know, see how that go. Yep. But yeah, man, I want to appreciate everybody for rolling with the kid, man. We're gonna keep this thing funky for the new year. You heard? Absolutely.
This one, I put in the chips for this bag. Bag is have millions of bag we throw away, but put in this bag. Then when I leave, this is good.
You want to do the chips again?
Huh?
Just you put the back. Put the.
Some chips is have like broke and
Okay. All right, I got you. I got you. I got you.
You inside. Then it's oh, you fire by this.
For what? What is that, bro? What did you got? This guy no good. This guy no good. Yep. Sweetest thing I've ever known. It's like a kiss on the collarbone. Yeah, shout out to all the ladies, man, that's watching. I need to start doing a little content for the ladies. I'm gonna start putting something together for y'all. I ain't forgot about the ladies. We're gonna figure something out to where y'all entertain just as much as the fellas. And then I want to, stay in that demographic of all ages too. You know, even though sometimes it get a little, rated R. A lot of times I'm on, I'm PG too though. I just keep it PG. I don't be looking to, be extra rated R unless I'm really, on one. But I'm really on one. You know, I'm getting I'm getting to the point where I don't have to be on one, all the time. You know, everybody had their days, but yeah, man, just stay away from people that's not on your level. Yeah, man, stay away from these suckers out here that ain't on your level. That want to doubt you. Don't want to give you your props. That's all I gotta say. Cause you gotta understand, you know, you don't see a bunch of parrots flying with other birds. They fly with their own kind. You don't see lions. Hey, Jack, you got a customer. You don't see lions. You know, um, in a pride with other animals. They in a pride with themselves. So I'm just, I guess I'm gonna just uh, keep it like that. As far as how I operate. Me personally, I like to look at myself as like a businessman. A hustler, a cool dude. Yeah. Um, so sometimes you got to be careful on putting certain people in your circle, or having conversations with certain people. It's real tricky. So that's why it's good to keep yourself busy, because you may find yourself talking to somebody who is a non-believer, or a hater, or just straight up not the type of person you want to be in a conversation with. I was gonna say ignorant or stupid, but I mean, for everyone that you think is ignorant or stupid is somebody who they seem to get along fine with, which is you know sometimes a little weird, I guess, but everything ain't meant for you to understand. You know what I mean? Um, I guess it's better to just stay involved with people in certain situations that make you that feels it feels right. You know what I'm saying? But then you have to at the end of the day sleep on it, pray on it, because not everything is what it seems. It may appear to be one thing, but you got to pray on it. Think about it. If it really makes sense, if it really makes you feel good, then stick with it. You know, but yeah, man. Just enjoy yourself for the new year. Stay safe. Stay positive. Don't do too much arguing and fighting. I really feel like that's a poor man's sport unless you get paid professionally. I think a lot of the arguing and fighting is just the devil controlling people's minds, and you know, um, supposedly the devil is the master of confusion. So when you find yourself in a conversation or in a relationship with someone and it's always arguing, always confusion, um, be careful. Watch yourself. If it lasts too long, you know, life is so short. You don't want to get killed or anyone to harm you because you said the wrong thing out of your mouth, or they said the wrong thing, and you definitely don't want to be sitting up in a hospital or any jail because you know of miscommunication. You know, uh, if you can, do some traveling. You know what I mean? If you can learn another language, you may want to try that. You can always put your mind to something, and level up, add some more value to yourself. You know what I mean? You know, absolutely, absolutely. So yeah, just appreciate again everybody for listening, tuning in. You know, this YouTube thing, you know, me, like I said, for the new year, I want to just be a little more involved with YouTube, possibly Twitch. You know, I wouldn't mind getting paid to stream. Um, I really wouldn't mind. You know, if you're a real estate agent, you know, get into streaming. I think that may add, you know, get into, you know, get more involved with a YouTube, I believe, because I think Facebook and Instagram, it could show some things. You know, you could promote on Facebook. Um, you know, you can promote on Instagram, but I think YouTube actually pays you for your views. And you know, the streaming, you know, they actually pay you a check for your views that you accumulate. I think Instagram may do it too. But either way, Facebook and Instagram is nice too. But I'm just realizing how many. Yeah. Respect. Yeah. Happy New Year, my brother. Just realizing how many streaming services, how many social media services out there. TikTok, Snapchat. It's really no excuse to not be seen and heard right now. You know, everybody want attention. They want to be seen and heard, but you know, a lot of times they put the wrong content out there, and it can get you in trouble, especially coming from a quote unquote, I guess, real nigga or street nigga perspective. Hey. A lot of times you could put the wrong information out there and you know, get yourself jammed up. You know these people are always looking. They always looking, you know, on these social sites, and you got people that's willing to, you know, help them also. You know, you got people willing to, you know, report your page or turn you in for saying and doing the wrong stuff. So keep that in perspective, you know. But and other than that, you know, we just doing what we got to do for the new year, you know. Yeah, definitely going to get a cut tomorrow. Clean all this up. Got to for the new year. Clean this thing. That's the phrase for the new year. Clean it up. Clean up your act. You know, never too late. Never too late, baby. Clean it up. So I guess, you know, before I go, I just, you know, hit y'all off with a little, you know, a little story of uh, when I was down there hanging with Peter Thomas. He actually, I think he locked up right now for some tax fraud or something like that. But I was hanging down there with Peter Thomas down in Miami at the How Can I Be Down convention or tour or music conference. You know, I was trying to do my music thing, but you know, I was moving around in the streets too, and ran into Peter Thomas and kind of was taking notes from him for a couple of years, about a year or so, and you know, he was a real nice dude before he got on Love and Hip Hop with Cynthia Bailey, his wife or whatever. Dude was doing a lot of big things down here in Miami. I kind of was trying to aspiring to be like him a little bit, but I ain't really have enough. I ain't gonna say I ain't have enough money, but he was rolling in some nice cash, man. He had a couple clubs, a couple restaurants, and he was making some good money from that How Can I Be Down concert, you know. Or concerts. They was bringing artists like Nas, Jay-Z. They was doing their thing back then in the late '90s. But I still think about things like that too, you know, maybe holding events, you know. I like hip hop still, I like music still, you know. One thing I could say I learned from him was, you know, kind of you got to be kind of not arrogant, but you kind of got to be confident in what you're doing. So when you're dealing in that, you know, in that space. You know, when it comes to putting events together and dealing with artists and stuff like that, you know, you got to take care of them, make sure they're good, and you know, just get you some money, man. Pack them clubs up. You know, I witnessed that from that dude, man. I met Cess, you know, the guy who shot the movie Shotters. I met Cess through him. Nia Long, Russell Simmons. You know, I met some interesting people, but I ain't really know. I ain't gonna say I ain't know who they was back then, but I ain't really cared. I ain't gonna say I ain't care too much neither, but I ain't really have no use for them at that time. You know, I wasn't really making that much money. You know, I probably had a couple thousand to my name. When you get with them type of people, you got to have a nice idea or a couple dollars so you can jump in with them and put something together. You know what I mean? Can't be around here playing around, man. So I decided to stay on my level, which was locally, and I feel like I kind of missed out because you know you wanna up your game up, man, as much as you can, you know. And sometimes you got to just put some extra work in, and it'll happen. You know, you got to outwork. You know, you got to outwork a lot of people. A lot of people not willing to put that work in. You got to outwork some people, man. If you want things to happen, you got to outwork people. You know, yo. So, yeah. I'm a you know, we're gonna be all right for the new year, man. All my YouTube family. I don't know if you got me on Instagram. It's Kelogee on Instagram. Chris Patrick on Facebook. I don't really be on Facebook that much. Well, I'll be on Facebook a little bit. I don't really be on Instagram that much, but you know, I'm doing the YouTube thing now. Like I said, I'm gonna try to do the. Well, sometime this year I will be doing the Twitch thing. Just waiting for a few things to kind of come into play. Um, and yeah, I guess I'll be hooking up my. I need to get a new Cash App too, but I'll be hooking up my Cash App and my Zelle to this YouTube because you know I'm seeing people getting super chats and stuff like that, donate to the channel. I like that. I'm not gonna lie, I like that. If I'm gonna be, you know, showing content, I mean, you know, I want somebody to donate to my channel. I want a super chat. You know, so I'm gonna be working on that, seeing how um, I could probably make this uh, out of a business. You know, a lot of interesting people out here that's working and you know sharing their information and being a blessing to the community. So you know, this channel is kind of built on that. We just want to just be a blessing to the community and share information that we could share. You know, and put some good work in. You know, everybody can't do it alone. You know, but with the right help, you can make some amazing things happen. You know, that's what we're trying to do. Make some amazing things happen. That's all. That's all to it. So yeah, you know, we, well, we pushing up on an hour right now. I didn't, you know, share some information with y'all. You know, a few stories. Um, hopefully, I could share some more important things with y'all. Some information. Some good content. And you know, if you guys have anything you want to share with me, leave it in my, you know, in the comments or leave it in, you know, email me, call me. If you ever in South Florida, get up with me. Let's hang out. You know, let's connect. Let's see what we can come up with. You know, it's always some opportunity and some room to grow. You know, and this you know this big fishbowl we in. You know, but yeah, it's been a blessing sharing the positive vibes with y'all. It's always a blessing to, connect with real people. You know, um, it's always a beautiful thing to get some good attention and, share some positive energy amongst the masses. And whenever you get some time, just thank the man upstairs, and everything, everything should be better this year, man. Just keep your mind and good, and good in good spirits. Keep your heart in the right place. Protect yourself. Protect yourself. That's a very interesting thing too. Protect yourself. Protect your feelings. Protect your energy. Protect your body. Protect your finances. That's a good phrase right there too. Protect yourself. A lot of times we kind of let our guards down around people we feel are safe, or people, certain areas we feel like we're familiar with. We let our guards down. Protect yourself, man. There's always someone out there, to get you. I ain't saying you be paranoid or nothing like that, but protect yourself as much as you can. Keep your mind, sharp. That's why I was saying earlier about eating the right foods and exercising. I think exercising actually keeps the mind sharp. You know what I mean? A lot of people that's lazy, they don't exercise, they don't eat right. They fall victim to a lot of diseases. They fall victim to a lot of traps, a lot of relationships and conversations they shouldn't be involved in, because they're not really valuing the aspect of protecting yourself. So, I'm gonna leave y'all with that one. We almost had an hour, so I'm gonna start putting at least about an hour of information out every day, and then we'll see what we got, man. I'm out. You sure you want to start streaming?